Hey, hello everyone. I'm City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. Thanks so much for joining us for Access City Council. Coming up on this show, Desert Oasis II opens, offering more affordable housing to seniors, and we tell you about efforts to keep our parks safer. Here to talk about all these topics and a whole lot more is the councilwoman who represents Ward 3. You know who it is, Olivia Diaz. Happy holidays. It's here
Happy
already.
Happy holidays. They're here.
I know.
Believe it or not.
I can't believe it.
I'm like, where did 2022 go?
I know. It went by very,
fast.
very fast. But we're going to talk about a lot of things that are going on right now and through the end of the year. But you know Ward 3 very well. You're born and raised there. But for those of you out there not exactly sure where it is, well, don't fear. We're going to show you right there on the map. It's basically the east side of Las Vegas, although you represent the downtown, and you also have a little finger that extends out even west of I-15 there.
Yeah, right by Area 15. I've gained what's right behind the Palace Station to about Decatur, Sahara, to about whatever city before getting to Desert Inn.
So if you are a resident in that area, you're represented on the city council by Olivia Diaz.
I just met a constituent from that area a couple of days ago.
Already get out in there. That's right. That's good for you. Staying connected. That's excellent. Well, Councilwoman, I know one thing you're very proud of is the issue with affordable housing, workforce housing specifically, housing for seniors. That's been a very difficult thing since the pandemic has kind of started to wind down. You posted this on Facebook. You said, I was thrilled to welcome 43 new affordable housing units for seniors at the Desert Oasis II grand opening.
And David, I think what people lose sight is in order to add more units to the affordability space, it takes 3 to 4 years to accomplish this task. And so I was newly arrived on the city council when I was asked for a letter in support of this addition of 43 units. And I just, we can't make that work happen without folks stepping up like Volunteers of America, the county, the city, HUD, putting some funds because it's, affordable housing is that. They keep prices at a price point where people who are on a fixed income, who are seniors, who may be on disability, can afford a place of their own and don't have to worry about being displaced because their rent is being upped a couple of $100 here and $100 there, which we've been hearing a lot from.
Rents and mortgages have skyrocketed.
The community saying it is increasingly difficult to find a unit that is affordable and accessible to their pocketbook. And so, the units are beautiful, they're new, and it just adds more amazing community to Ward 3, right behind, this sits right behind Cardenas on Bonanza and Lamb.
That's great.
And we met a tenant whose husband works at the Cardenas, and then they are able to walk to do their shopping, or he walks now to get to work. And so it's really nice to hear about that cohesiveness, that people are able to work, live and play all in Ward 3.
Exactly, and it's such a nice unit too. Those are very beautiful. So, well, congratulations on that. I know that's something that you've been working very hard toward. And Councilwoman, I know another project. This is a really big one. It's our sidewalk infill bus turnout project. We had Mike Jansen on, our Executive Director of Infrastructure. A lot of the homes that were built in the east side of Las Vegas
were built in the 50s and 60s, and sometimes our codes back then didn't really enforce them to implement sidewalks, but that has changed. And ever since I got into the seat, I made sure that we went back and we looked at some of these communities that I had been walking for over a decade.
Some before and afters here we're looking at.
And this is kind of the work that is in progress. We have different phases happening, so I know that at the end of November, there was some work going to be started in parts of Ward 3. At the end of December, there's another set of neighborhoods. And also one thing to point out, David, is as we're coming in to complete the sidewalks, we're also making them ADA compliant, which means our seniors who may be on a motorized wheelchair or our folks who have different abilities will be able to also navigate where they live a little bit easier because then they'll have the curb cuts or the different things that we need to in order to make life also livable for them or easier.
When Mike was on last time, we had a map. It's basically the east side of east of downtown.
So it's basically Stewart to Owens, between Eastern to Bruce. I think that's the areas we're currently targeting. There's so much more work. This is just the beginning of sidewalk infill for my ward, because I know that on this other side of Charleston and let's say, Eastern, there's also more work that needs to be done behind those communities as well.
Yeah.
So know that.
Bus turnouts as well.
Bus turnouts are coming all down Eastern, and so that will definitely be helpful in keeping the car traffic better, because we all unfortunately see how the bus stops and everybody tries to weave around the bus. So what we're trying to do is create the bus turnout to pick up the passengers without interfering with the flow of the cars. There's going to be 8 new bus turnouts all the way from Sahara to, I believe, Owens in that
all
span.
the way up that stretch of Eastern. Yeah. So pardon our dust. It's going to be great when it's done.
The cones.
And we're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there.
I know everybody complains about the cones, but really it just means there's investment happening in our community. And I know it's an inconvenience, but we should feel like, oh, wow, my community is being invested in. This is something to kind of celebrate. I know it's hard at the time when we're running late, but it's something to celebrate.
Yeah, we're going to love it when it's all done. No question about it. So. Councilwoman, I love this too. You posted this on Facebook. You said a downtown public safety meeting underway at the Mesquite Club. And I know residents in this area, kind of over near St. Louis there, this is an area where they had some concerns about
they have had a rash of break-ins, David, and now also as the weather's getting cooler, they're really concerned with squatters in vacant homes. And so I want to thank our chief of fire, Fernando Gray, who stopped by and greeted everyone and talked about the different things that fire is ready and able to do. We also had the MORE team. I want to thank them. We had the conditions team. We had so the marshals were well represented, and then we had our Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department also present, and so we had someone from their COP team and I think their lieutenant and Denise were also there. So I want to thank all of the folks from law enforcement sectors that were there. Obviously the community is very frustrated about how things are going, but we can all do our part, hopefully, by making sure that we're staying in contact with law enforcement. We're telling them about the things. There's a lot of things that we could be emailing them versus, I know that people are frustrated with 311 and the holds.
Yeah, long time.
But also you can reach out to my office, and I always try to forward that information as well. So however it works, we just want to make sure the community knew that we're aware of the situations, that public safety is a top priority. We know that per our surveys year after year, it's at the top of the list. But everyone's doing what they can within what we can do.
Yeah, and working hard. Nobody wants to see anyone be a victim of crime, especially this time of year. So we're doing our part. Do your part. Stay vigilant out there. Pay attention to your
surroundings. Report everything.
Yeah, report everything. Exactly right. Exactly right.
And if you have camera systems, even better. If you capture it over time, what I've heard through Metro is there's porch pirates, and so they'll go and they'll pick up packages, right, that you've ordered through different vendors. But if it's captured on camera that they've, totaled, they've stolen $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 worth of merchandise, that then is a heftier penalty, and then they can
that's a big felony.
Look into like punishing the individuals for longer periods of time versus just an in and out of our Muni jail. So just something to kind of think about investing in this holiday if we don't have it, a good Ring camera or just some cameras around our home.
It's a good gift for someone. They're not that expensive. And we're going to talk more about that. We're going to have Chief Potts on from our Public Safety Department later in the program.
We'll put a pin in that conversation.
Exactly right. Councilwoman, I know one of the pride and joys of your ward is the East Las Vegas Community Center. You had a beautiful mural outside that we unveiled here a few months back. There's also now a beautiful mural inside.
Yeah, so on the exterior you'll see the beautiful mural by Adri del Rocio, but Bonnie Kelso's new mural is inside our community center, and it really speaks to how we want the East Las Vegas Community Center to be a place where we can all continue to learn, be together, create, dance, and just be one community. And I love the pictures that Bonnie went and procured from the Sunrise Acres Elementary School, which I went to as a young child.
There's a small world.
That's my elementary school when I was young, and I just love seeing I think they were asked to draw what community meant to them, and it's kind of cool to see their work also as part of the mural.
Kids did a great job, and then Bonnie did a great job bringing it all together.
Bringing it all together.
So it's right when you walk in, they're right in the front door there.
Yes, to your left. As you come the main entrance, to your left, you're going to see that new mural.
Beautiful.
It looks really good.
Well, congratulations, Bonnie, and congratulations to everyone out there enjoying it. And then this is great too, Councilwoman. You posted this on Facebook. You said, this morning I celebrated Ruby Bridges' Walk to School Day with students at Hollingsworth Elementary School. And I know as a former teacher, this warms your heart.
Absolutely. I read the story about Ruby Bridges being the first African-American little girl to go to an all-white school, and she had to be escorted by marshals every day. It was really moving and touching to hear that she would pray every day. Not for herself, but she would pray that hopefully those people would change their heart and their minds about her being able to access the school. And she was greeted every day by an angry mob of folks protesting her going to the school. I was just astonished at her resiliency. This young little girl, a first grader, did not miss a day of school that year, even though she faced such an enormous backlash, right? And I feel like even us adults wouldn't be able to stomach a lot of what she went through. And I feel like our children need to learn that, you know, when we think that there is something out there for us, we got to continue to fight through the challenges and just continue to take advantage of what our parents and our grandparents really want us to take advantage. Because another thing is that her family suffered a lot of repercussions, negative repercussions. Her grandparents were sharecroppers. They were basically, their land was taken. Her family wasn't allowed to shop at the grocery store in the neighborhood anymore because of Ruby's attending that school. So like a lot of things happened around them that, you know, would probably lead all of us to not have hope in humanity, but they still persevered and they still made sure that their little girl had access to top-notch education. And Ruby Bridges is still around, and it's really cool to kind of see what our young minds are thinking. And I was able to go to that third grade class and at Hollingsworth Elementary and just talk about it, because I don't think we should forget our history, because we're doomed to repeat it if we do forget it.
And for young people, that may seem like something inconceivable.
In 1960s, right? But it's not that far away from our lifetime.
Exactly. So, well, she's come a long way, and hopefully we have too as a nation. So, Councilwoman, I love this too. You never forget those in the community this time of year. You had your senior Thanksgiving luncheon. This was back on November 18th. This was out at the East Las Vegas Community Center, and hardly anybody ever attends this, I see.
No, we have a party crew that comes
dancing and
loves,
everything. That place is packed. Look at that.
Yeah, we had a great time. I want to thank all my seniors that came out and partook in the festivities. We had a really good meal that was provided by one of the restaurants on Charleston that are hit heavily right now because of all of the storm drain improvements. And so our way to try to make them a little bit whole, especially now that as we're heading into the holidays, is to have engaged that business partner to cater this luncheon. So I just wanted you all to know that please go and frequent all of those business establishments that are on Charleston between Eastern and, let's say, Bruce. They really need our investment right now, because they've said that the flow of traffic being down to one lane has really impeded people's ability to get in and out of, to see them or frequent them, but they're still open for business, so please.
And we're getting there. This project is getting there. You know,
if you have a weekend, you're not in a rush to get to and fro, go frequent those businesses. They need our support.
Exactly. Very well said. And Councilwoman, since you've been on the program last time, we celebrated Veterans Day, and you were out there on Big Red, I saw.
Yes. We obviously need to always thank all of our servicemen and women who have allowed us to partake in the freedoms and the liberty that we have here. And we don't take those freedoms lightly. And we know that there were many sacrifices made by the men and women, the brave men and women that went to the different wars. So we got to kind of give them a salute, and Big Red is looking its best.
Yeah, Big Red had a little bit of a renovation there, a little facelift, and it's looking better than ever.
It's looking so awesome.
Well, I love to see, too, we always have a great turnout for that parade. It's one of the largest anywhere in the United States, actually, for Veterans Day. And Councilwoman, I know we're moving into the holiday season now, but last time you were on the show, we were looking forward to Halloween and specifically Dia de los Muertos. We had the festival out at Gary Reese Freedom Park. This was a big deal this year.
Dia de Muertos, second year at Freedom, and this was with Comunidad Migrante Yo Soy 132, and it was a very windy festival.
Yeah, this year
2 days, and so the winds just were howling, but we made the best with what we could. A lot of the papel picado was ripped off, and things were kind of all over from the altars, but the thing is, we just wanted to make sure that we offered a space that was convenient in Ward 3 for people to come and celebrate and hopefully get some good eats and some good entertainment. It was still pretty well attended.
It was, despite the weather.
Despite the weather.
It was a little breezy for sure. And then we also had extended hours at Woodlawn Cemetery as well, so people could come and honor their ancestors.
That's another big tradition, to come and make sure that you pay your respects and you put flowers and you go to the cemetery as part of the celebration.
Exactly. And of course, we also celebrated Halloween. And I wanted to show this because you posted this on Facebook. You said, we had an amazing time celebrating Halloween with our Beverly Green neighbors. And folks, look at those costumes. That's Dorothy, the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man. Of course, we've got the Scarecrow. And a clown worked in there too, you know.
She's our constituent, love Pat, and
there they are. There's the Wizard of Oz crew.
We had to also, because of the winds, the week prior, had to cancel the trunk or treat that was originally scheduled. But we definitely enjoyed our time out with Beverly Green and the folks that came on by, and you can see the Strat kind of towering above us.
Very nice. Congratulations, your costumes. You guys won all kinds of contests, I'm sure. With those were right out of the Wizard of Oz. Good stuff.
Thanks.
So that's the councilwoman, her staff. Ito was the Cowardly Lion. Arlene was the Tin Woman. And then Anastasio was the Scarecrow.
Yeah. And yours truly was Dorothy. And we just
played.
Like to have fun too. You know, we do a lot of work, so we gotta sometimes have some moments of fun as well. And we did win second place here.
Second place, that's
contest,
right. I was thinking you got robbed. You should have been first place. So next year.
We love just the fact that we get to participate.
Okay. And Councilwoman, of course, we're heading into a whole new holiday season. It's hard to believe 2022 is coming to a close here, but you have a host of events that we want to tell people about between now and the holidays.
So
look at all this.
Your East Las Vegas Community Center, located on Stewart and Eastern at 250 Northeastern. You can see we have craft fairs coming up on the very first weekend of Saturday in competition with the Tamales and Mariachi Festival, so pick wisely. We have the gingerbread house making on Friday, December 9th. Another one to highlight is a Winter Wonderland, Posada Navideña on Saturday, December 17th from 5 to 9.
Wow, nice.
And Senior Holiday Luncheon for our seniors 50 years of age and above on December 21st at 11:30 a.m. And Navidad en el Barrio will happen on December 24th.
Wow. We have a whole host of other events on the city's website. Check them all out. Just look on the calendar, upcoming events, and you will see the stuff's going on all across the city. So that's good stuff, Councilwoman.
Yeah.
Really good. So
looking forward to the holiday spirit, because I think that it's all about getting into it and, you know, finding that warmth and that we do things for each other more than for myself.
Very well said. Exactly right. Exactly right. Well, Councilwoman, coming up after a short break, we're going to tell you how you can learn to start a career with the City of Las Vegas Public Safety Department. That's next, so please stay with us.
Every day,
Millions of people
are connecting.
Father,
cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor. It's time we take a step forward, come together,
and discover
how accepting our differences can make us stronger.
Welcome back, everyone. Public safety is a top priority for the city of Las Vegas. With us today to talk about the city's efforts to keep our valley safe is the Director of Public Safety for the city of Las Vegas, Chief Jason Potts. Chief, welcome back to the program. It's good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Councilman, I know you love having Chief Potts on. This time of year, safety of all types really is top
Especially
of
holiday
mind. Yeah,
safety,
yeah.
David. And, you know, I remember break-ins into my house when I was younger. And so I also hear from our community about the recent rash of break-ins in certain parts of the ward. And so I just thought the best guest to have today to talk to us about being vigilant, aware, and how to protect our own selves would be Chief Jason Potts.
Take it away, Chief. Yeah, that's a great lead-in. Yeah.
No, for sure. So I'd say the first thing is just being vigilant and being aware of your surroundings. When you're looking at vehicles, especially, make sure you lock your car, obviously. And if you have to, take your items, your valuable items. Don't leave them in plain view. And if you have to leave them because you've been shopping, you've got a bunch of stuff in your car, hide them in your trunk. Park in well-lit areas, use your car alarm, all that good stuff, right? And just be aware of your surroundings. Trust your instincts. And then when you're coming back from the shopping store, make sure that you have your keys in your hand. Try to stay off the phone. Be very vigilant and aware of your surroundings. Try to shop during the day. I know it's difficult. Shop near or park near your security cameras, toward the front if you can. Get there early. And if it doesn't feel right, hit your alarm. We want folks to lessen those opportunities to be a victim. So if it doesn't feel right, just hit your alarm. Draw attention to yourself, walk past your car, that kind of thing. Just, again, trust your instincts. And then when you're looking at ATMs, try to avoid counting your money after you get money out of the ATM. If you can, use an ATM inside the store, not outside. In well-lit areas is what we prefer. And then when you're going through a drive-through, make sure your doors are locked as well.
Also at home, what can people do?
Yeah, so at home, just, again, lock your house, secure your house, use motion detectors. When you're out to dinner during the holiday season, you're shopping, leave your lights on. Make it look like, perceive that you actually are home. Lean on your neighbors, lean on your family members. Use motion detector lights in the backyard. Use ring door cameras. They're pretty inexpensive. There's all kinds of vendors out there right now. Again, use your alarms. Even the Ring app as a neighbor's portal app. There's a Nextdoor app. This is almost kind of like your neighborhood watch program in the kind of a cyber realm. And so, consider having your neighbors or your family members park cars if you're out on vacation during the holiday season. Try to avoid posting pictures of your vacation on social media.
Good point.
Because
here I am in so-and-so place.
Exactly.
Like, that's great. I know where they live.
And it signals to everybody that your house is vacant. So that's a big issue as well. And just use those cameras because, when we're looking at this, Metro looks at this, you want to look at a series of criminals. I think you mentioned it earlier. That's right, because this isn't the first time they've done it, these porch pirates. And so consider using a signature to ensure a signature when you're getting your packages delivered, and consider having the package delivered to a family member, your mother, your father, your cousin, or your neighbor. Consider using, Amazon has this app now where the garage can be open, a delivery person can put the package in the garage, and just be vigilant, be smart about what you're doing.
Hey, Councilman, I know you're also excited because Chief Potts is really working hard to keep our parks. You're working on park safety, and then tourism safety is something that you've made a priority since you're relatively still new to the job.
Yeah, thank you for that. So we have this new initiative called Operation Safer, which stands for Stronger Alliance for Enforcement and Relationships. And it's really about us engaging with our neighbors, our business owners, Metro, other partners, other city departments. This is a shared responsibility. Our tourist corridor is our economic engine for our city. That's Fremont Street. That's from Ogden to Carson, from Maine to Las Vegas Boulevard, and also the Strat area from Sahara all the way down to Stewart on Las Vegas Boulevard. And so really what we're doing is measuring. We're looking at what we're doing, our activity pre and post these interventions. And if we have to adjust, we will. But we're being much more proactive. I don't know how else to police than to be proactive. From a marshal's lens, our folks are really getting after it and really disrupting and interrupting the criminal element on one hand, and the other hand being constitutionally proactive and being procedurally just. The two are not mutually exclusive. You can engage with the community and you can be proactive, and we're doing that, and we're pretty proud of those efforts.
Something else that's near and dear to my heart is workforce development, and I know that there's
Thank
a
you.
wonderful career opportunity in becoming one of the marshals, but I know that that's an area we've been struggling with in terms of hiring new folks. So how can our youth know and explore a potential career with us?
Thank you for that, Councilwoman. So this is our new program. We're proud of this. Lieutenant Lopez is leading this, and this is Deputy Chief Kyle Ward. And so this is our Explorer program, Post 582. And so we've just stood up our advisor program, and so now we're going to be recruiting high school kids from the ages of 15 and a half all the way up to 20.
Well, great.
And so we're going to really interact with the high schools and our counselors. And so they're going to be put through a mini academy. I think it's 8 weeks. And they have to get a 2.0 GPA. They have to fill out this interest form, and then they have to go through a small background investigation. But it's really going to give them the opportunity to really learn about law enforcement, not only deputy city marshals or category 1 police officers, but also our corrections officers and even animal protection service. So it's a great opportunity for our young people, and it's really an opportunity for us to engage with our young kids and actually mentor them and teach them some leadership skills and teach them about law enforcement to see if they can be oriented towards a career in law enforcement. We're proud of this.
Chief, on that note, for those that aren't familiar, explain the difference between what our marshals do and what a Metro police officer does, for example.
Thank you for that. So we're a limited jurisdiction department. We are Category 1 police officers. So we patrol our 80 parks, over 70 facilities, and over 200 miles of area and trails. And we also really emphasize our tourist corridor, as I mentioned before. And so we don't have the ability to go onto private property. So people need to know that. Las Vegas Metro is our main police department. When you call 911, you get Las Vegas Metro. But our main jurisdiction is our parks. We're rooted in that. In 1982, we were formed. In 84 to 86, we became the Park Rangers, and then we merged and became Detention and Enforcement.
Yeah, very good, very good. Councilwoman, I know it's great to have our own force protecting those city facilities and...
like East Las Vegas Community Center is something that we would be there to make sure that we're keeping an eye on, and there's so many city-owned assets that we need the marshals to help us keep up. And but obviously, like he said, it's nothing like all of us putting our 2 cents in the equation, because at the end of the day, we all have to be vigilant. We all have to be calling in the activities. The marshals can't intervene, or our MORE team can't get there if we're not putting things on their radar. So super important that if we see something, we say something.
Absolutely.
Chief, we have about 30 seconds. I'll give you the final word.
No, I'm excited to be here. My wife and I we're acclimated to this area. I just feel the energy and the vibe. Council member and all the council members have been so supportive. I appreciate your support, Councilwoman. We just can't do this alone. We're just excited to be here. We have a great team. We've done a lot in the last 4.5 months. We're just excited to keep grinding.
And I just want to say that I appreciate your support in allowing marshals to come to community events. They were there at the trunk or treat. They were there at the senior luncheon. Yes. So the marshals are being also more active in our community, not just in enforcement, but also being there to celebrate and have a good time with us.
And if I could say this, community engagement is so important to me. So we have our discussions with DPS. This is our second one. It's coming up December 14th at 3:30. It's in Ward 2. It's at 8780 West Charleston. The next one's going to be Ward 3. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing these monthly. We did a donuts with DPS. Community engagement is so important to us, and it's part of our vision.
All right, well done, everybody. Well, we're going to say, as always, we want to hear from you. If you have something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Diaz, you can find her on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also contact the Councilwoman at 702-229-4623 or send her an email. Her address is odiaz@lasvegasnevada.gov. So thank you both. Chief Potts, appreciate you being on. Good luck with everything. Councilwoman, we'll see you back in another 6 weeks or so.
In the new year.
I know. Happy New Year. I know. See you next year.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah, exactly, everyone. And don't miss our next show beginning on December 15th with Ward 2 City Councilwoman Victoria Seaman. You can now catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Also, watch for our QR code at the end of this show to subscribe to our newsletter. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around, and happy holidays.